Last thing I want to talk about, our esteemed colleague Andy Newport had a story on the Record Sport Online earlier on today about Rangers potentially increasing the capacity at Ibrox, Scott. It's already a pretty big stadium.
Well, it's been talked about for long enough, Daniel. I was actually there when Jim Gillespie, new chief exec, was talking about it, and we need to stress that's at the very early stages. I think he said it's a kind of feasibility stage. I think they've got architects and people like that working on it. It is interesting though. I mean, interesting if they could, carry it through and get it done. What's Ibrox now? I think 51,000 capacity. If they could get it up, I know they've got a long, like Celtic, they've got a long waiting list for season tickets. So it's definitely something Andrew Kavanagh and the new owners have been speaking about pretty much since they came in. However, I think in terms of a priority list, that'll be pretty low down in terms of what Rangers need to do this summer. And look, I know all these off-field things will kind of, hopefully for Rangers, coincide with the stuff on the pitch. They'll be try to do both. But in terms of what Rangers need to do over the summer, as I say, I think there's I think there's more important matters to deal with in terms of revamping that squad and trying to tool up Danny Rowe for a proper title challenge next season.
Summed it up pretty well, Keith. I can't really see it happening anytime soon. And McKenna, a resident Hearts fan, says they'll have more fans to boo the players. Everyone's on fire in the comments tonight, I tell you what.
I think we mentioned on the show in one of their early fact-finding missions when they were in the process of trying to buy control and interest in Rangers, they went to, and this is very early on in the process actually, they went to Auchenhowie to be given a guided tour around the scenes there. They went to Ibrox, and they were actively at that point drawing up plans for changes that they wanted to make to the facilities at Auchenhowie, but also how they could expand the stadium, where they could look for stadium expansion. It's something that has been a high priority for them because they're looking to maximise income streams, and that's the main income stream for Scottish clubs, especially if it's not from European football, then it's from matchday attendances. Mm-hmm. Because we don't have a kind of Premier League style TV deal. So it's an easy, you don't need to be the business brain of the world to work out. If you want to increase your potential incomes, then you increase the amount of seats that you've got to sell on a Saturday afternoon. And I've been fairly certain that since that initial fact-finding mission, that's where they would go with this, that there will be some sort of stadium expansion. It remains to be seen what plans they go with, how extensive, how many more seats they want to add to it. But yeah, the Americans are all about increasing the stadium capacity, but also increasing the sort of match day experience and improving it. And they go. It's so important to the business model in American sports that guys are turning up, they're spending money, they're at the stadium for hours. There's this entertainment, there's all these different things that American sport is miles in front of us. Our guys just go because they want to watch football, but the Americans actually take a bit of care of looking after their customers.
It's a day out
on a match day, and you would imagine. Certainly, that's what I was told when we were initially investigating this possible takeover, was that was one of the key areas that they thought that they could improve. And you look at the way that Scottish fans are treated in general, and it's pretty hard not to come to the same conclusion that our game could do a whole lot more to improve the fan experience in a match day, for sure.